What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Monday. We have 9 games tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It was a decent weekend for NFL. We hit on the main slate on DraftKings 147. I know it was a weird week. Fanduel hit in double-ups on the main slate, and then we missed on the showdown slate. Hopefully we can get back on track today with the showdown. We have a great game between the Rams and the Cardinals, but we also have a great NBA slate. So let's go ahead and get started. Looking at the point guard plays, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. All the other info is in the description. Now, the point guard plays today, Steph Curry is 11-4. He's going for the three-point record tonight. It's a good spot against Indy to possibly get that. Last game, he was shut down by Matisse Thybulle, held him to just 3 of 14 shooting, or at least like 3 of 12 shooting personally for him. But 3 of 14 shooting overall for Curry from 3, 6 of 20 from the floor. Think he will probably get the record today, but who knows. At 11-4 is still a pretty big price. Trae Young at 10-3, he's been playing a lot better and been producing at a high clip. He now has 55 plus in 4 of 5 games, getting you a lot of assists, double-doubles, rebounding at a higher clip, taking a ton of shots. It's a great matchup against Houston. You can't really ask for anything for a much better matchup. Houston has been playing better, but that just probably makes Trae Young look better to keep it a more competitive game, more minutes for Trae Young. So saving $1,000, I like Trae Young today, possibly over Steph Curry. Van Fleet is $9,000. That's pretty expensive. I'll most likely pass on that price tag. Bradley Beal, 84. They don't have Kyle Kuzma, but still haven't been playing Beal much at all this year, unless like Dinwiddie's been out, and still he hasn't really. He probably has like one game this entire year of over 50 fantasy points. He's not been the same Bradley Beal that we know in terms of just putting up the fantasy points this year. It's been disappointing if you've been playing him a lot, but I think it's been a smart fade every game, and it's been working out. Chris Paul, 83. He looks good as well. This game against the Clippers, they're missing Paul George, so it should be a good spot for Chris Paul, avoiding that Paul George defense. Kyle Lowry, 8,000. They're going up against Cleveland. Cleveland has been like the best defense in NBA this year, holding teams to barely over 100 points. Most times they're holding them to under 100 points, at least as of late. I'll probably pass on $8,000 for Kyle Lowry. Terry Rozier is coming back, and he's only $7,200. They're still missing LaMelo Ball. So I expect Terry Rozier to obviously go right back into the starting lineup. He'll probably take a lot of the minutes that they were giving like James Bouknight off the bench, and he'll probably take a lot of the Martin minutes. Martin should go back to being off the bench, unless they want to bring Oubre off the bench. But Oubre's been balling. So I'll go ahead and plug in Terry Rozier at $7,200. Just a good price tag. Kelly Oubre's like $8,400, so I don't want to pay that much for him. I'd rather go to Terry Rozier. Other guys in the 6K range, you have Tyus Jones, 63. He's been playing well. The Grizzlies dealing with injuries. They don't have Ja Morant. They won't have Steven Adams today, who's doubtful. And Jaren Jackson is questionable, so keep an eye on them. You're going to get some good value out of Memphis. Reggie Jackson at 59. He looks like another guy that we can plug in. There is no Paul George. He's doubtful today, so expect him to miss. Reggie Jackson should go back to being the number one option in terms of scoring the ball. He's taken 21, 20, 19, 19 shots the last 4 games. Gets you assist opportunities, gets you some rebounds. We'll play big minutes, 36. You can get up to 36 to 40. Well, not 40, but like 36 to 37 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised with that. At the bottom of the point guard range, you still have missed Jalen Brunson at 58. Plug him in at shooting guard. He's too cheap. They don't have Luka Doncic today. He only played 30 minutes because it was a blowout last night. Was on pace for close to 40, if not more than 40. If he got his normal minutes, the price tag didn't go up enough for him. He just gets way more minutes, and he just becomes so much more productive without Luka Doncic, as you would expect. Looking at the other guys in the 5K and 4K range at point guard, I like Armani Brooks a bit. Spencer Dinwiddie's down to just 52. Makes some sense there. And then at the bottom, don't have much except for like Eric Bledsoe. If you want to take a shot there, Gabe Vincent at 42. He played 30 minutes. He got up to 32 fantasy points at 4 steals. They don't have Martin again today, so possibly another start for Gabe Vincent. At shooting guard, I think Brunson still looks like the best mid-range play. Paul George, not going to have him. You don't have LaMelo. You have 9-1 for Jalen Brown, who's been missing a lot of time with his hamstring injury. Don't know how many minutes he's going to play, so I'll pass on him. I don't want to pay 9K for Van Fleet. I don't want to pay 84 for Oubre. Beal been passing on him all year. Garland is up over 8,000. So the top end of shooting guard is not looking that pretty. Makes a lot of sense to go with a guy like Brunson at 58. Just use your shooting guard spot for a great mid-range play. I don't mind going to Gary Trent at 6,000. He's been productive. Levert's back to kind of looking like himself the last couple. Got up to 37 minutes. Been putting up over 30 fantasy points recently just with the injuries they're dealing with. Buddy Hield at 54 cents makes some sense for tournaments. You have Brooks at 48. I think he looks decent. Terrence Davis, if he starts at 41, can go back to him. And that's basically it. Small forward, Tatum at 94, Brown at 91 are your two most expensive guys. Another spot where, a lot of the guys to spend up on are either injured or doubtful, or a guy like Tatum, he's getting his teammate in Jalen Brown back. So I'd rather go Tatum for sure over Jalen Brown, but I don't know if either one of them are going to make my lineup. Aaron Gordon at 63. If there is no Will Barton, he looks good at that price. Dylan Brooks looks fine at $6,200. Looking at other guys in the mid-range. In the 5K, you have Harrison Barnes. Looks decent, but the minutes have been down since he's been back from injury. It should creep back up, but don't know when. But you got to go Terrence Mann at 44. He's too cheap. He's been starting the last couple of games, and he should start again today. For his third straight start, he got 35 minutes, been productive. He gets you rebounds. He can score the ball, and just overall a very good play for $4,400. Point guard, small forward eligibility. Moving on to power forward, the top end, you have Giannis 11.6. He looks great. Giannis and Jokic, but probably going to be able to get up to one of them with all the value that we have. You have Siakam, decent price at 85. Bridges is pretty expensive at 8,000. I like Porzingis at 8,000. Jaren Jackson, if he plays, 73, looks pretty good. At the bottom, they have like Harrison Barnes at 51. We have some guys below 4,000, like $3,900 or $3,800 Bagley, who started last game. If he starts again today, we'll get over 20 minutes, 22 to 27 possibly. He's really cheap. He can hit value. It's a good spot against Toronto, so I think he makes some sense there. At center, you can get up to Jokic today at 12,000. He coming off of a 75-point game. He's just been like the best fantasy player in NBA this year. Can't make an argument for anybody else besides Giannis, and even then, Jokic's been better than Giannis point per minute production. This year, great. This matchup, awesome matchup against the Wizards. Should be able to feast in that front court against not having Kyle Kuzma, so they're probably going to go to small like they had last game, and going up against like Gafford at the 5, going up against Harrell at the 5. Jokic should be in line for another monster fantasy performance. So we still have $4,900 left. Another good value play that I like is Tillman at center. He's 34. He should start in place of Steven Adams, who's doubtful. Even if Jaren Jackson plays, I would be very shocked if they start him at the 5 against Embiid. They're going to want to have Jaren Jackson out there. Whereas a guy like Tillman, even if it picks up a couple of fouls, it's still fine. Like, they want to have Jaren Jackson manning the 4. So it's not the easiest spot going up against Embiid. Difficult matchup, but if he gets over 20 minutes, which he should, he's $3,400. Wouldn't take much for a center to hit value. So I feel pretty good about going Tillman. And that's about it for the DraftKings side. Let's talk about FanDuel. All right, FanDuel point guard plays. Curry's better priced at only 10.3, so he looks good. I like Curry more than Trae Young on FanDuel. Chris Paul looks fine at 84. Van Fleet's at a better price tag, 83. Rozier looks better on DraftKings. And then you have Brogdon at only 73. He looks appealing. Want to get a piece of the Pacers side. Same thing with Lowry. He's 8K on DraftKings, 69 on FanDuel. Play him on FanDuel instead. Still like Brunson a ton at 63. He's just going to have to do a lot for them offensively and just facilitate a lot without Luka. But we'll be able to plug in Reggie Jackson as my first point guard play, and we can plug in Brunson at shooting guard. At the bottom, 5K range, don't mind Dinwiddie at 54. That's basically like the only guy I'm kind of considering. Cody Martin's still viable, but now that Rozier is back, definitely not going to be playing that 42 minutes that he's been playing recently. Vincent, decent value option at 47. But let's select the guys that are in the 6K range, really. You have like 3 really good options: Reggie Jackson, Lowry, and Brunson. At shooting guard, same deal. You could look to Bradley Beal, but haven't been playing him, and I've been satisfied. Rozier, Hayward, similarly priced. I prefer Rozier, but they're probably a little better on DraftKings. Oubre looks better on Fanduel at only 76. Hero's been struggling recently. Don't know if this will be the great matchup for him to get back on track. But give me Brunson. I like Brunson, Dylan Brooks, Gary Trent in this range. Brunson, 63. You're getting a point guard that you can plug in at shooting guard, which is always valuable. You have 6K. Will Barton also looks appealing. Hardaway's 58. Makes some sense there for tournaments. Terrence Mann. Plug him in at small forward, but he's viable here at 54. And then in the 4K range, you have Kevin Huerter at 48, Duncan 47, and that's basically it. Small forward, get up to Giannis at 11.5 is the best small forward, power forward pay up. You have Bridges 85, pretty expensive. I'd rather go to Kelly Oubre, save $900, but don't know how much. They're all kind of priced where they should be now. Don't know if we're getting great values on any of these Hornets stars. Give me like Dylan Brooks at 61 as a cheap play. Karis LeVert at 6,000. Will Barton at 6,000. Even Andrew Wiggins, I like his price at 58. They're all really good priced compared to some of the other guys that are like in the high 7 and low 8K range. But I'll go with Terrence Mann again, 54. Both sites, I think he looks appealing. He looks better on DraftKings, but FanDuel looks fine. Small forward isn't particularly strong, minus a couple of guys in the 6K range, where you have like 3 6K options, then you have like Tobias maybe and Jalen Brown. Power forward, Sabonis. I like Sabonis. I like Porzingis. Obviously Giannis if you wanted to pay up for him. Christian Wood is another kind of just been a guy that I've been plugging in regularly at power forward. It's been working out fine. He's been putting up 40s, 45. He can get up to 50, 60. We've seen that. Matchup against Atlanta, a team that plays big. Expect Christian Wood to get some heavy minutes. And then you still have Porzingis there. Turner, 66. There's some rumors that he wants to get out of Indy, so probably playing for a new spot. Barnes at 58. I like Gordon more than Harrison Barnes. You just know the minutes are going to be there for Aaron Gordon. 4K range. Nothing crazy. Boucher is 5K. He looks better on DraftKings. You have Tillman 45, but he looks way better on DraftKings. At center, you can get up to Jokic 11.4. He's not even that expensive on FanDuel. I like Jokic the best. I think Sabonis makes some sense at 88 as my second option. Porzingis would be my third option. And if you're looking to go with the value pick, you can go with like Jaren Jackson at 64. If he plays, he looks amazing on FanDuel. You have Zubats 57. I prefer Jaren Jackson in that situation. And Boucher is like the last guy. But that's about it for the video. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight. Stay tuned for Twitter for updates. I'll post my prize picks there later in the day as well. Best of luck tonight, and I'll see you all next time.